Oh, hi! What are you doing here? Oh, I know. You're trying to figure out why I'm under my bed. Well, it's not immediately obvious, but I am installing bedbug traps. I know, don't worry, I don't have any bedbugs yet. As far as I know, and I hope I won't have any. But it happens that one of my family members has got bedbugs in their apartment. So I am taking precautions, trying to minimize any damage should it happen that I bring any adult, young or eggs of bedbugs with me after visiting them. So I am installing these bedbug traps that I kind of came up with on my own, and this is a central support leg of a beam which runs along the center of my bed, and now I am trying to put it back in place with the bedbug trap placed on it, and I think it's done. I should probably crawl out from under my bed now, don't you think? Guys, this is so exciting. As you remember, over a month ago I planted these acorns, 4 of them, and as you can see over here, one of them is growing a root. Okay, so another update is that when I made that previous video, I made a mistake and I actually planted my acorns upside down. I consulted other online sources about how do acorns sprout, and it turns out that they should be either planted the other way that I did or on their side. So what we see here is probably a root, and my plan is to try to excavate these acorns and replant them in a proper orientation. And let's hope that maybe it will make it easier for them to grow, because it's not natural for them to grow like that. I'm gonna be extra careful. I do hope that what we're seeing here is the only thing that sprouted from the acorn, because I would imagine that roots come out before any green parts of a plant. So I don't expect anything to be on the other side of the acorn, but still I don't want to just rip it off the pot, but to delicately excavate soil around it and then put it back the other way around. Yeah, so this is the acorn, one of them. Was actually, I think, a bit coming off on the other side. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Doesn't look like a twig or anything, but we can see actually more than one root coming out of this end of the acorn. So let me just put it away for a while I take care of the other one, because I have 2 acorns in this pot. So I think this one is rotten. Where are these white bits? I don't know what is this. But it is cracked, as if it had an intent to grow. So I'm not going to throw it away, but I'm going to replant it back anyway. Doesn't look that healthy though, so we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to put soil back. I'm gonna make holes for these acorns, and they're going back. This one, that was the first one, it's gonna go here. Maybe I'll just make it a bit deeper. Like that. And the other will be going here. Let's hope that it does get better. So now we can take care of the other 2. This one actually looks like the other one that we just saw in the other pot. I don't know if that's some kind of a problem with them, because it too does have like this white thing coming out of it on the surface, like it was some sort of a fungus. I have no idea what that is. Or maybe it's just the acorn, like excreting some substance. But this one doesn't look like it's oh no, it's cracked, so I think it does have a potential to grow. I just need to replant it. So this is the one of the two in this pot. Let me just excavate the other one. So let me be extra careful now. Yes. Again, I can see this white substance. I have no idea if this is a fungus or something else. I just hope it's not that it's dead. Maybe something will happen to it. So let me just again make the holes to plant them. If you're an expert and you have any experience with planting acorns or similar plants, maybe you can comment on what this white substance is that I found on the outside of these acorns. That would be helpful. Again, so this is the bit where the green part should come out, and this is the bit where we should see the roots. So this is one of them, and this is the other. Again, now this is the bit where the root should come off, and I don't see this happening. I don't see this happening, but we'll see. Maybe it just needs a bit more time. It's been over 5 weeks since I planted them, so we could see that one of them is alive, the other is not so much. I don't know. Anyway, they coming back, and let's hope for the best, right? There's still some time. But even if only one of them grows to be a baby oak, that's gonna be quite an achievement, right? I've never done it before, and only consulted online sources about growing baby oaks. So, and you know, next year I might try this again, right? For dinner today I'm about to roast turkey breast. I kept it seasoned in my fridge for a couple of days. It was waiting to be cooked, but before I first fry it on a pan, I will preemptively microwave it. So first it gets a bit warmer, and the other reason is that heat from the microwave will help to close the surface and also pre-cook the inside of the breast. Now that the breast has been pre-cooked in the microwave. You can see that the protein has coagulated on the surface. I will fry it on the outside on cooking oil, and I will also put some rosemary leaves on the pan for the flavor. I think the heat is enough, so I'm gonna transfer the breast onto the pan. Yep. And now, to avoid splashing of the oil, I will use this big ass lid on my pan. So let's see if it's enough. The other side is now done, and what I need to do now, I will crush some garlic onto the pan, and I'm going to fry the first side for a while over the garlic, trying to not burn garlic. Now that I fried my turkey breast, I'll need to transfer it into my casserole. Now I think I'm gonna season it a little bit more, and after that we're gonna pour some wine, white wine, and I will be putting it into an oven. So now there's a little bit more rosemary. I ground some mustard, and I also added a little bit of salt. So let's cover it, and it's going into the oven. This smells delicious. So this is our turkey roast. Doesn't it look fantastic? Can't wait to taste it. It's so soft. It's terrific. It's just right. This small minor update will be about the photographs I am selling on Alamy. Alamy is one of the stock photographs website where you can sell your pictures, and December was quite unexpectedly quite decent month for me. I haven't recorded any sales since August, and suddenly December the 1st photograph sold, 5th another one, 7th another one. So in total there were 3 sales recorded in December. So quite an improvement. In total I sold 13 photographs this year, and the money isn't that much. I sold these photographs this year for a total of 450. and alamy takes about 60% of that, so I am left with about $200. But anyway, it's a nice idea for some passive income. These 3 photographs that I sold in December, alamy gives information who, in terms of what kind of business and for what purpose they bought the rights to these pictures. So what I have here is that they were sold for use in presentations or newsletters, for editorial in the UK, another editorial website in Germany. So it's the end of the year. It's the last video of 2023, so it's time for some summary. So on the 1st of January next year, it will be exactly 2 years since I quit my job. Well, I quit it a bit earlier because there was a notice period, and but January the 1st, 2022 was my first official day out of work. I quit my job after over 16 years at the company, but due to several factors. It isn't that there is a single factor when you make such an important decision, but there were several factors. Burnout was one of them, and the changes at the company which they were about to introduce that were not aligned with how I would want to have my work organized in the company. Anyway, it's been 2 years since I quit my job, and I was committed to that decision very much, but I knew that you always need to have a backup plan, and you would want to have some kind of a metric which would tell you if it's time to go back to work, to corporate work. So for me, that was keeping track of my financial assets. And my initial plan was that after 1 year, I would see and check where I am standing in terms of my assets, and then I would make a decision if maybe it's the time to go back to work. But 2 years have passed, and as I'm tracking my financial situation every month at the beginning of the month, it's going better than I imagined. And my main sources of income are passive income. I took care of that prior to quitting my job. I wouldn't make the decision if I didn't have those options. Then there's freelancing, which I'm doing whenever I feel like I would need some extra money. And then of course it's not that there are always good opportunities, interesting projects to work on. Fortunately, I do have some returning clients who once in a while come back to me asking if I would do something for them. So that's another source of income. There are some other passive sources of income like stock photography that I mentioned. And as I said, overall there weren't any alarming signs, signals that would force me to abandon my current way of life and go back to being a corporate rat working for the benefits of stakeholders. And yeah, it's been 2 years. I definitely have a lot more time for myself. And I remember watching videos from Chelsea Callahan on YouTube. She's made a similar decision to quit her job a few months back, and she said something that very much resonated with me, because I have experienced that as well, and that is being able to organize your day around your own needs, like going to do your groceries when you feel like it, doing laundry when you like it, going on a walk when you like it, and especially in the winter when it's getting dark very early, being able to go outside when the sun is still up. This is something very nice, and that something that does wonders to your well-being. And so that's another aspect of being the master of your own domain, taking decisions that benefit you and not somebody else. So it will be 2 years very soon. The new year is starting. I still have my returning clients. I still have my other passive sources of income. I'm doing well. I started this YouTube channel, so I am vlogging. Obviously there is no income. I don't expect there to be any income from doing these videos, but it's fun. It's something to take up as a hobby or whatever. Maybe even there's an aspect to it which works kind of like having therapy sessions, but instead of talking to a therapist, you can talk to somebody on the other side of the camera, someone out there sitting in other parts of the country, in other parts of the world, who have decided to watch my content and for whatever reason are interested in seeing what I'm doing in my life and what I'm recording and preparing in my vlogs. So to close this section, I hope you enjoyed this year 2023, and there are many great things for you in the new 2024. So we'll see. We'll see together. I'm gonna see you next year in my next videos, and I hope you're gonna have a great New Year celebrations. Bye.